Good morning or good night, Gacha Kingdom. So I saw a YouTube short from Moose on Caffeine talking about why Enfield has a bunch of clones and where these clones originate from. And that got my brain turning cogs and stuff. And then the deeper I went into this rabbit hole, it was like a Mythbuster episode after the cement truck explosion. Things just started spiraling. This video does not have a main protagonist, unless you count me as a main protagonist going insane about which male operators could realistically be added from OG Arknights into Arknights Enfield. Now, before I go super duper deep into this video, I don't work for hypergryph / gryphline, so if this super duper reading in between the lines, the lore is just like way too far off, and they're like, oh, I don't know, I just never thought I'd get this far, then, well, I gave them too much props, and I need to go outside and hop on Grindr and get a real man in my ass. But if they are like the super duper mastermind and this is like all part of their Arknights world building lore, then I got you red-handed. Haha, I knew it. And also, yes, this video is going to be kind of lore heavy, and I know that maybe only like 100 of you really fuck with the Arknights lore like that, while 5,000 of you don't really know anything about Arknights to begin with. But don't worry, I will try to explain everything in simpler terms because I too am also a simpleton. Here's an official YouTube short of Pogranichnik taking care of you while I recap what Moose says in his YouTube short. So the clones in Enfield that look like the characters from OG Arknights 100 years ago are called reconveners. Reconveners originate from the first originium crystal. Oh my god, it's the cancer-inducing rock! That first originium crystal acted like a hard drive, and the data that it was taking in was operators that suffered from oropathy, which is the biblically accurate term for the rock cancer that everybody talks about. And you end up getting oropathy if you get exposed to originium crystals. People have a higher tolerance than other people. It's kind of like ether amplitude levels and zenless zone 0, because I know that a lot of y'all understand that. Looping back around to the first originium crystal, that crystal actually got damaged during the first Angloid War, which is basically us versus a bunch of Angloid rock people because they're the evil people. Anyways, the crystal got damaged, and after the war, the admin and a bunch of other people put back together the crystal data that wasn't damaged, and after a while, people just started walking out of the crystal, and you're like, what the fuck? Moose ends the short by saying that people that suffer from oropathy and OG Arknights possibly have their data inside of that crystal and could have walked out of that crystal as a reconvener clone. People that don't suffer from oropathy in OG Arknights more than likely don't got a clone in that crystal, and they're not going to be having a clone anytime soon. Now that we're all on the same page, and Pogranichnik tucked me into bed maybe like 5 times, the easy cop-out answer is saying that everybody in OG Arknights Rhodes Island just suffers from oropathy between the time frame of OG Arknights and Enfield because there was a 100-year difference, and in between that 100 years a bunch of things could have happened, and then everybody in Rhodes Island now suffers from rock cancer, which, yeah, could possibly happen. And then like the reason why everybody doesn't have a clone is because the crystal broke, and then Edmund with the remaining crystal shards was able to fix it, and not everybody's data was able to survive because the crystal broke. That is like the easy cop-out answer, again, that hypergryph could just go through, but I don't think hypergryph is like that, or maybe they are, and I'm again just giving them too much credit and I'm dumb. Currently in Enfield, everybody that originates from Rose Island is a reconvener. Officially, it's just laevatain that just straight up just mentions the fact that she's a reconvener in her biop. But everybody else, like Ardelia, Gilberta, Snowshine, and Pogranichnik, kind of makes sense about the fact that, well, if they are a clone and the original still is at Rhodes Island if they're alive, it kind of be pointless to have Helliger and Pogranichnik lineage walking around, so why not just have the clone on Talos too? I also think it's worth adding that everybody that is a reconvener not only is under the Rhodes Island faction, but they all test negative for oripathy. Maybe it's because they originate from an originium crystal, so they don't have to worry about oripathy if they already are part rock, or maybe they do have to worry about suffering oripathy still, and it's just the fact that Enfield gave us 5 reconveners that all test negative just so happenstance, and their bodies are just like a normal human body without like the part rock in their blood system already. I don't know. Do I look like a doctor? This is when the true Arknight fans come running out of the works. Objection! If true that all the reconveners are from the Rhodes Island faction, and they also don't suffer oripathy, then what does that make Chen? Because Chen, from the original Arknights, we know suffers from oripathy, but Qianyu doesn't suffer from oripathy, but she isn't under Rhodes Island, she's under Enfield Industries. So I, just like everybody else on the internet, just thought that Chen's daughter, or in this case clone, was just a complete 180 of herself, and that's how we get Qianyu. But then I went to bed, and then I woke up, and everything just started making sense. In 2025, I made a video about the name Yuan, and in my American brain take, I said that Yuan was a popular last name, and people in the comments corrected me that their first name and last names are flipped, and people's first names are actually Yuan, which makes sense because Yuan translates to money. In this case, Chen is a popular last name. I know because I looked it up on Wikipedia this time. So in the case of Qianyu and Chen, they just happen to have the same last name, and they just happen to also be the lung race, which is the dragon race. And Qianyu is her actual name, and Chen's name is also something else. I just don't remember what it is, but it's on the screen. So in this case, I don't think Qianyu is actually the reconvener of OG Chen. I just think that they just happen to have the same last name, and they also just happen to be the same race. It's kind of like when you were in elementary or middle school or high school, when you have 2 people that are the same ethnicity and they got the same last name. Your first immediate thought was, oh, are you 2 related? What about antal and fluorite? Aren't those 2 the clones of 12F and gavial? I think these 2 are easy to debunk. 12F doesn't suffer from oripathy, so there's quite literally no data within that crystal for it to be able to make a clone of him. As for gavial, she does suffer from oripathy, and also fluorite suffers from oripathy. So either clones can suffer from rock cancer, and we were just lucky that the 5 official clones that we got don't suffer rock cancer, and fluorite is hiding the fact that she is a clone, and then when she gets her 6-star revival, she's gonna be like, surprise guys, I'm like way stronger than I look, and no one's gonna be surprised because she just looks like gavial. But as it stands right now, how fluorite is a part of 7Z and not officially from Rhodes Island, and also she suffers from oripathy while all the other clones don't suffer from oripathy, that's a lot to look past when trying to figure out if you're a clone or not. And also, if fluorite isn't a clone of gavial, best case scenario is the fact that gavial's clone is somewhere on Talos too, and we could have fluorite and gavial on the same team. Alright, so those contradictions aside, I'm going to list off every single male operator in OG Arknights as of February 2026 that suffer from oripathy. These guys have a higher chance of being in Enfield than the guys that don't suffer from oripathy. That said, as we just went through the past 6 minutes of this video, that doesn't necessarily mean that they can just steal their design and just put them in Enfield. It's just that there's just going to be a little bit different compared to when we saw them in OG Arknights. Day 2 I'm working on this audio, and I just realized that Tuesday me left the task of saying 30 plus men's names to today me, bro. I hate my past self, bro. Why did I do that? The low rarities include Noir Cone, Anakiel, Stewart, These two got married while I was gone? Well, good for them. What the fuck? Alright. Midnight, Spot, Irene, Ethan, Hummus, Totter, Verdant, and Windscoot. 5 stars include Asta, Broca. I am very aware of Broca. It was actually his birthday this week. Let's all embarrass him and celebrate his birthday right now. Woohoo! Profida, Chave, Cherney, like, you see what I mean? You got words that I don't know how to fucking pronounce. Like, there was only like a few names that I didn't know how to pronounce in Chinese, but now I have to look up how to speak Italian and Russian and shit. Oh my god. We need to normalize Brofida's booty shorts though. That I can appreciate. Diamante, oh my god, Hugo, is that you? Elysium, Flamebringer, Executioner, Gray, Minimal. There's no fucking way you chose Minimalist as your fucking name, G. Oh my god. And like, genuinely, how am I supposed to pronounce your name? Your name is supposed to be an acronym for man in the middle. Boy, when I catch you, when I get you, Ricky, or man in the middle, every time I see you, am I supposed to be like, oh my god, it's man in the middle? When I catch you, you about to be in the middle. This guy doesn't suffer from neuropathy, but I just wanted to let you know that this guy goes by Mr. Nothing. Like, come on, man. Come on. Oh my god. Puzzle. Ooh, I just know some of y'all just dropped your pants right now. Shalem and Vorkratis. Man, fuck it. Close enough. Welcome back, Vase Raga from Grand Blue Fantasy. Perlica, how many files do we have about this man? I'm gonna need a research into this man. 6 stars, aka the wallet emptiers, include Eben Holtz, Hoederer. Oh my god. I think I just saw God. He got that depressed man. I can fix him aha ass design with the color scheme of black and red. Oh, he's super edgy. But instead of fixing him, he can infect me with whatever depression that he suffered through the Arknights story lore and whatever. And I can suck that depression straight out of his logos. You kind of remind me of a certain day out of the week. And I don't think that we've met your clone just yet, but the person that does kind of look like you, well, now that I'm like looking at logos, I'm looking at ardashir, they kind of don't look like each other. Your wannabe descendant over there, that man is clingy just like cling wrap. Mountain, and then everybody cheers. Molnar, and then everybody cheers. Phantom and Trigoda. My ass may have forgotten about Helliger, but Helliger is already in Arknights Endfield. We already know that his clone Pogranichnik is walking around and helping us do battles and shit. By the way, did y'all know that Pogranichnik, his first coat, has like side windows so that we can see right into his next coat, which is apparently like a gray coat that like I saw like concept art for Pogranichnik's clothes, but then like I forgot, like it's somewhere on Twitter, but apparently this man's got like 3 layers of clothes on. Like, damn, why are you wearing all that clothing, girl? Then that's everybody. That's all the men that suffer from neuropathy and could theoretically have clones walking around on Talos too, and we can run into. Granted, with a few lookalikes / descendants of characters that we also know, and maybe we could run into their clones as 6 stars so that we can have both Chen and Chen's actual clone on the same team. That'd be kind of cool, Gryphline. It seems that Gryphline wants to add original characters to Arknights Endfield instead of just relying on Arknights OG characters for the entire run of Endfield. Which I'm okay with, as long as we keep getting people that are just like Alesh. I really like Alesh. And wulfgard. I really like wulfgard. The final piece of evidence to close this case out is the fact that out of the 22 characters that we do have in Endfield, excluding the Edmund, 8 of the characters are clones / lookalike / don't I know you? And the rest of them are no, I don't know you. And if you turn that into percentages, that's just about 60% are new characters and 40% are returning characters. So I'm sure that Gryphline's gonna add more new, quote, new characters into the lore of Arknights Endfield than they are going to be relying on OG Arknights designs. Again, I'm okay with, as long as, well, I would really like a orange dog man, like a full-on dog man, kind of like the pan, kind of like Von Lycan if he was orange and he was just so happened to be like the same energy as Rengoku. Like, did you know that Hung and Rengoku have the same Japanese VA? Isn't that crazy? And then like the Enfield version of Hung had the same VA as him. Oh my god, that would be insane, Gryphline. I'm just saying. How many do I have to get on my knees and like plead with you to add a Hung into this game? Please, please. Oh my god, please, 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 Gryphline, please.